Hi everyone, Soulster17 here. Let me get through this as usual. I know this picture, not a paid video. Alright, okay. So, here's the thing. Yeah, I'm making this what if. It's not gonna be that long. Since I can only think up to the Stain arc, after that, and then that's it. I'm gonna then work on a new thumbnail, and what's gonna be out tonight is... it's not even another deku what if because of... I want technically... it's basically ancient civilization, gods, well, technically demigods, mantra, that's a big hint, and we got one angry motherfucker that never dies, that always keeps coming back from, well, hell, well, actually, from the Tower of Life, he runs up it. Reasons why, because I've been technically trying to figure out a story for it, and, for a while now, more like a good freaking 12 months. Yeah, the whole entire year I've been trying to think of an Asura. Damn it, yeah, okay, yeah, it's Asura Deku. And I may make also an Asura Naruto. Asura, basically, not the Ashura and Indra, no, I mean like Asura, like God of freaking Wrath, demigod, him just being Naruto's reincarnation, along with Deku. I'm gonna make two different versions. Because I gotta bring out more Naruto. Wait. Well, I'm into Isekai to... Okay, I may make three now. I may make 3 or 4, because I'm gonna want to do Bell. Hey, I might just actually just do a whole entire thing where Asura gets sent off to 4 different worlds. Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Naruto, and High School DxD, or Bell. I don't know. Oh god. I'm gonna have a lot of freaking work to do. But anyways, besides the point. So, we're just gonna get into this. This is, what if Deku was the reincarnation of Saiki K. So, I'm gonna start off where we left off. And I know in the last part I made them technically start being boyfriend and girlfriend, but, they're still gonna, still try to see who will win. But we know what's gonna do. But also, something's gonna happen to Momo, aka Terahashi, because a friend of mine gave me an idea, and I kind of like it. But it's gonna be during the Forest Training arc, and well, Saiki's gonna, let's just say, everyone's gonna see the full potential of what Saiki can do. So yeah, but anyways, back to it. This is what Deku was the reincarnation of Saiki K. Part 4. So, as soon as the race/obstacle course was announced, everyone starts getting into positions. Momo just looks at, Deku, or should I say Terahashi looking at Saiki. She goes, what are you gonna do? He's like, oh, I'm just gonna run. She goes, really? He goes, yeah, but, as he just picks her up, which everyone's seen, including Todoroki, he's like, in his head, like, Nani? What? Because he's picking up Rado style. She's blushing as he gets into a run position. So, right when Midnight says go, all of a sudden, ice starts covering the field. But the thing is, as soon as it did cover the field and everyone's feet, everything broke. And everyone just getting sent flying. Who basically making a pathway through the, narrow. And most of Class 1A were sent flying a little bit because of the shockwave. Yeah, Izuku basically appears right in front of, all of the not 3-pointers, but the 0-pointers, put it down Momo. And he goes, you can handle the rest? She does not. He goes, good. Just to make it a little more easily. As in, all of a sudden, he starts, holding his hand towards the robot, and he just pushes it, pulls his hand down. As all of a sudden, all the 0-pointers just get crushed. He goes, stay at the finish line. And he just disappears. She just sighs and says, what am I going to do with him? And, basically, in an instant, Izuku's there. Reasons why he appeared and, without taking off the inhibitor. It's kind of obvious. Saiki, with the inhibitor, can still do this. Move at inhuman speed. and teleport. So, like, is it even not... Is it really even, like, deniable that he can just disappear by running? I mean, he basically can throw a boulder to himself of how fast he can go and then punch it. Him crushing a 0-pointer, like, within his inhibitors is basically just like him lifting up a building. If you really think about it. So, yeah. So basically, everyone was shocked just to see he is even there. Mike just says, we have a winner! Izuku Midoriya and Aizawa, what have you been teaching your student? As Aizawa just says, that student of mine is a real monster. And he's one of my favorites. And then he starts smiling, which Mike goes like to himself, holy shit, this kid actually made him smile. What the hell? And so, everyone arrives. Momo was in second. Bakugo was not willing to be in second because he thought Izuku was gonna like do some shit to him. Which he goes over to Bakugo, which Bakugo was like, "Hey, Midoriya!" He was like, "Why did you not try to take second?" He's like, well, he's like, it's okay. I mean, it's a race. Besides, I mean, thanks for being considerate. He goes, sure, no problem, man. He's like, also, I wasn't gonna try to kill you if you even won. Momo would have understood. He's like, gotcha. Which Momo does come over and thank him, but don't ever do that again, or she will literally beat the living shit out of him. When she's like, I don't know who I'm more scared of, you or him. She goes, be more scared of him. He could probably, erase you from existence by atoms. Which Bakugo's just like, I don't doubt that. Like, legit, I don't know why. I didn't realize. Yeah, he's afraid of Izuku because he doesn't want to see him piss. Because he knows if he's pissed, there's probably nothing that can stop him. Nobody. So yeah. And, Todoroki's pissed off. Because Deku. Oh yeah, by the way, to a commenter who said something a long time ago when I was making this series. You were right. You were right. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But anyways, so, as Deku basically gets 1,000 points, and, he basically, when they say team battle, Izuku literally just walks up to Midnight and he goes like, can I just please be by myself? Where she goes like, it's a team. You can at least just have one member. And he was like, yada yada. Fine. I really don't need nobody. Where she's like, is he serious? So, he basically just looks around and, Mei Hatsume comes around. She doesn't have no team and he goes like, you. She goes, huh? Me? Yes. Want to be on my team? She's like, sure. I can at least show off my babies then. He's like, babies? And then he kind of just looks at her and he goes, oh, your inventions. Gotcha. Anyways, and he just puts on the headband. She's like, wait, you're the one who has 1,000 points? He's like, yep. Sweet. Do you have any, offensive ones to keep everyone at a long distance range? Which he was like, yeah? Why? Use them. She goes, but trust me, just use them. Do we need anyone else on our team? Nope. You're gonna say this is cheating, I say this is winning. And easy. She was like, okay. So, what happens is this. When everything starts, Izuku just legit start floating with Mei Hatsume up into the air, far up into the air, which everyone is shocked as he just sitting. And when she was like, how are you? He goes, I'm using my telekinesis. Also, we kind of have an invisible platform, so you can sit down. She's like, wait, really? And, she basically just realized her feet are solid. As when she sits down, she was like, whoa, I didn't know you could do this. He's like, this is why I didn't need nobody, because this is what I was going to do. Everyone here is weaker than me. She was like, how so? He goes, let's just say I am limited in strength and my abilities right now. Which she then chuckles and he goes like, "Come on, you can't be serious." And he just looks at her, blinks. She goes, you're serious?" He's like, "Yep, I am." So everyone tries to get the points. Momo has a good team. Todoroki has a team. Bakugo has a team. They basically, Kirishima was like, "Hey, Bakabro, why don't we go after Midoriya?" He's like, "Nope, nope, 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 no, don't. I already lost to him plenty of times before. Until I realized I can't beat him. So no, we stay away from him. Let the Icy Hot and everyone else try to get his points. We just go get everyone else's." Which I would never see Bakugo actually be like that. Which Kirishi was like, "He can't be that strong." Wait, no, I remember. He took down all those. Oh god. And he also killed the Nomu. Shit. Yep, he's right. So basically, yeah. Hold on real quick. Anyways, though. So what happens next is, when, like, some people do try to get to them, all of a sudden Zuko just tells Mei where to use her, well, let's just say, potato launcher. I don't know why, you just see it as, she launches out potatoes as they hit them and knock them, like, down or get away from them. And she was like, "This is relatively boring." And he was like, I know, but believe me, it's better off to be like this than actually try. Especially when you technically could. And then he just realized something. It was, wait, are any other people besides Terahashi coming back to life? Oh god, please don't tell me Nendo. I can never get a read on him. Which, she just says, Izuku, Midoriya, why are you... He's like, "Oh, sorry, just started thinking of something." Which, no, they're not. What reasons why? It'd be too many names to remember. Seriously. And God just wanted to be a jerk to him with Terahashi. Also, he kind of felt sad for her, so it's like, hey, just give her a shot, sort of way. So yeah, he's kind of glad that Terahashi and him got together, which, well, yeah. Anyway, so Izuku, after hearing everything won, everyone's shocked by this. Aizawa is just like, "This is normal," which basically President Mike is like, "He can float? How? How many corks does this kid have?" "Only one." Which he said that out loud and everyone heard it. So, meanwhile, with the League of Villains, All For One was watching this with Shigaraki, and Shigaraki said, "That's the brat that killed the Nomu!" As then, All For One's like saying, "Shigaraki, whatever you do, don't piss him off. Stay away from that kid. Stay away from that class in general. Who cares about All Might? That's the kid I went to hide and I told you never to freaking try to kill." He was like, "Huh? He can't be that strong." He's like, my dear Shigaraki, he's the kid I was afraid of." Which Shigaraki and Kirigiri are shocked. And the doctor remembers his kid. He was like, "Damn it, the kid became a hero. Shit. I was afraid of this." So yeah. So All For One, shaken on the inside, legit terrified. He says, "If I give up to be a villain, can he not, like, can I just get a nice place away from him?" Just like, he's just thinking of that. So, like, is the League of Villains are going to listen to All For One? No. No, they're not. Why? Shigaraki is going to kind of become, well, let's just say, not more of a man-child anymore. Because he kind of sees All For One shaking a little bit, and he's thinking right now, how is Master afraid of this brat? I don't understand it. But it does not matter. He will die. Sooner or later. Oh, shit. Give me a minute, guys. Alright, I'm back. So, anyways, as I was saying, Yeah, Shiraki thinks he can kill Izuku Midoriya, aka Saiki K, which I don't believe he can. Because we have to remember, Saiki can technically copy other people's psychic abilities. What do you think I'm gonna do with that? Yes. I'm basically, I love this. I love it. I can make it even extremely more overpowered. So, anyways, enough of me saying that. So, after that, it's the 1 versus 1. Shinzo versus Deku. So, yeah. Everything's gonna go like the same. Ayama tries to tell him about the whole tire. He doesn't remember anything. And Zuko just says, oh, easy. Brainwashing quirk. It's like, wait, how did you... He basically says, my quirk. It has multiple abilities besides telekinesis. I basically can also read people's minds and hear your thoughts. So it's not that much. I can actually go into your mind and see what you were thinking of. He's like, oh, okay. Good luck. He goes, I don't need luck. It's just gonna be a drag anyways. Which, not Yama, Ojiro I meant. Tailed guy. Yeah, Ojiro. Sheesh. What the heck is wrong with me? I don't remember. He's not that really... I was thinking of Ayama, I guess, because of some things. Like I say, what? If you guys know where far the manga is, great. So you guys know. Yeah. Okay, so... When he gets into the ring with Shinzo, Shinzo just starts to talk everything. And then, well, Deku was like, I speak telepathically to people, but I also talk normally. Telepath would be best. As in, when he says something about, Momo, he goes, I bet, like, she's cheating on you or something. Deku, or, slash Saiki just says this. Actually, Saiki just says this. We're not even dating, but it's telepathy. He goes, got you! He was like, wait, what? He goes, basically just says, like this. Yada yada. You really think that was gonna work if I don't use my mouth? He's like, huh? Telepath. My quirk has many things. But he goes, wait, you... What? How? He goes, you have an amazing quirk. Too bad everyone views you as a villain because of it. I bet you could become a great hero if you let that insufferable ego go away. Well, it's only a minimum one, but still. I'll give you a fair fight. I only use my, fists. And, hand-to-hand combat, basically, when fighting you. How's that? Give you a chance? Which, Shinzo's like, wait, what? Why you won't use your quirk? He's like, it's too much of a drag. And besides, I like you a little. I think we can become good friends. As long as you don't remind me of somebody that has somewhat of the same hair color as you, but more blue. Which Shinzo just looks kind of confused. So, hold on. Well, anyways, so Shinzo doesn't care. He just runs up and starts fighting. Yeah, he tries to fight. He tries to fight. Saiki keeps on blocking every attack with a parry, and just doesn't even go for a punch, which Shinzo is trying to fight, but he has no technique, nothing. And Saiki just legit just does does the motion of a palm strike to his stomach, which does not send him flying because he's again he has the inhibitors on, but he's also holding back. As then, all of a sudden, he basically just punches, him, adding telekinesis to the punch, and, making him even stronger as then he sent flying into the wall. But he's not knocked out, because then, he hits the wall, but it's like he, has his hand out with the telekinesis, as basically he felt like most of the impact It's not there. He is hurt a little bit. It's like he goes up after he gets down. He was like, "You did a good job. Impressive." And don't worry. I think if you train hard enough, you could become in Class 1A. Anyways, good luck to you, Shinzo. As he just leaves. Which he's kind of shocked by this. So, I mean, the exact same thing happens about it, and about them talking about, like, he has a really good quirk. Because, I mean, some heroes asked about it, and then some heroes spread the word to the other heroes, which they actually are agreeing with it. The only reason why it could have been because the boy wasn't talking. But somehow he could hear it, and yeah, it's hard, to even figure out how that even possible could he hear his voice. But to the people who don't talk to him, they don't know. So, yeah, anyways, though, all the fights going canon. Momo wins her fight. And, well, basically, when it is announced that it is Azuka Midoriya versus Todoroki. Shoto Todoroki. Momo gets a little bit worried. He tells her, "Don't worry, I won't kill him." She goes, "Okay, he is a good friend." So, he does pat her on the head. He goes like, "I won't. I promise." So she nods. And then, well, Todoroki doesn't do the whole entire thing, but he did declare war, on everyone. Well, on technically, Deku. So yeah, that's it too. I would say though, Endeavor has viewed Deku as strong, and he has tried to find out about his quirk, but it's a little bit hard to even say. It just multiple, like it just has multiple use. That's all. And yeah, even he does have clearance for it, which he's like, "What? Wow, this is a shocker." So he kind of pissed off at that, but he tried to do the exact same thing with Deku. In this one, he wouldn't in canon by telling him to get Shoto to use his fire side, and he just looks at him and goes like, "Yada yada. You really can't do it yourself, can you?" He's just speaking normal, which he's like, just look. I'm not going to make him use it. It's his choice. And by the fact is that you basically did training for him at a young age that a child cannot handle, as it seems. You really have no place to talk, Endeavor. Which is, how did you? He goes, "My quirk has many things. Viewing into someone's mind and hearing their thoughts and looking into their memories is one of them," which he's like, Endeavor's about to attack, but he goes, "But it is not your fault either. Society pushed you to become even better. All that come around did not help either. And losing a son of yours did not help at all. But pushing your son, too, that link wasn't even good. And now he became somewhat obsessed with a girl. Which, even if I win this, he'll ask you to do a forced marriage, which I recommend not to." Which Endeavor asks why, and, well, let's just say this. He basically makes Endeavor, go to both knees, as he's at eye level to him, and puts his hand onto his head. And he goes, "Because this is what's going to happen to your son." As Endeavor sees a gruesome image of Todoroki beaten, bruised, and, well, let's just say, he can't use his arms for a couple of weeks or months because they're bent the wrong way. And yeah, he can't see the future, but that's just him showing what he's thinking. Goes, "And that is what I'm thinking of doing if he tries to take my girlfriend away." Which he's like, "Wait, you mean?" "Yep, we are already dating. He doesn't know because we're trying to keep it secret until this. And that's the reason why he may try. So that she'll break up with me." He goes, "I see. What has become?" And he just says, Excessive. Doesn't take the hint. He goes, oh. Like, what hint? He goes like, oh, her rejecting him multiple times. Until she just gave up on it. And he was like, ah. I'm sorry. He was like, it's not your fault, Endeavor. Just try to fix your family. Besides, you're just a big softy. He's like, I am not. I am the number 2 hero. Also, you kind of are one of my favorites. Besides a Razorhead and All Might. Because you get the most cases done. And you don't give up. So, just keep doing what you're doing, but make family time and, well, try to amend. So, Endeavor hearing, Deku's words, just chuckles and, Deku's walking away. So, yeah, Endeavor, is he going to get the redemption arc? Yes. Yes, he is. Early. Way early. Early enough to where Natsuo will kind of don't hate him. But the Hayanomu come around. Yes. Early. You know why? Because I need people to realize there are Hayanomus in this. So, kind of the Stain arc, basically. So, yeah. Anyways. So, after that, Deku does come into the arena as, when he looks at Todoroki just has the biggest malice towards Izuku. As he just saying, he's like, huh, so, he's gonna try to kill me. As Todoroki is, thinking that if he kills him, Momo, will be his. He can, ask her out again, and, it would look like an accident. He can't help it if his quirk, freezes him. Which Izuku just sighs and just says, come on, let's get this over with. This is just gonna be boring. Which which Todoroki gets pissed. So when midnight said begin, all of a sudden a wave of ice just goes at, Deku. Well, Saiki. As he just smacks it away, breaking it. He goes, you really are a pain. He's like, what? How? As, he's trying to send more ice as he just blocking it, with his hand. And it's just, all the ice is just breaking before it even reaching him. As then all of a sudden, he just uses his right hand and snap his fingers, like fire just appears and melting the ice, like a wave of fire going after the ice. Which Todoroki is shocked. Everyone is shocked, but they're cheering. As Izuku just suddenly, like when another ice comes, he just jumps up and just like floating above it. He's like, and he's not even toying. He's just legit. Just doesn't really have to move much. He's like, what? He's like, I was gonna plan just to throw you out of the arena as soon as we said go, but I want to see how you're going to try that. As when he just smiles at that, and Todoroki's eyes wide. He was like, you, how did you? He goes, never underestimate somebody who has a quirk that's, well, more powerful. And technically he just thinks something, but it's mostly abilities. From my old life. Damn you, God. This isn't even fun. Which God just snickering in the, basically above. He was like, this is a good show. Man, Saiki, you really hate me. Yes, I watch TikTok because of friends. I don't know how to turn that off. I'm gonna try to see something. Okay, so I don't know how to turn off the notifications on, so you're gonna hear or see some stuff from TikTok. And also, there's pretty hilarious TikToks with some things. I've literally watched it and I technically laugh. So, yeah. Also, my sister got me into it. So, anyways, let's just get into this. I'll try to pause it whenever I can before a notification pops up. So my apologies towards that person or anyone on that TikTok or Hey, but yeah, let's just continue on. So, as Deku just looking at Todoroki, he can't. He tries to make a whole bunch of ice as it's just getting too much. Like trying to go up higher, which oh god, some people are about to get hurt. Which some heroes are trying to stop it, but Izuku just legit swipe his hand as it just breaks, and it's just forming up in the sky as everyone's just like confused. And he goes, "Let's see how you like your own attack." And he just moves his fingers downwards. Hail of ice hitting Todoroki to the point where he had to try to use his fire side to melt it away, which he shot by this Ikuna Momo. Which he's thinking he never said he was gonna use it. As Izuku just floats downwards and he just claps. He's like, "Well, it looks like you're using the other side of your quirk, but too bad it's so weak. I wonder. What would happen if I ever had a quirk like yours? Let's find out." He goes, "What?" As all of a sudden, Zuko basically just touches, Todoroki, but he already had removed, from his hand, the thin layer. As all of a sudden, basically, Zuko can feel it, and he copied his quirk, but then he just he moves back, put the thin layer, whatever he has on his hand. I forget what it's called, to be honest. And he starts to merge with his telekinesis. So he already had pyrokinesis, but now it's added onto his quirk. But it's added, basically onto him now. So technically, it's a quirk. If I remember correctly, it said his abilities would have been technically a quirk or view. So it's added onto it now. So his pyrokinesis now is technically he can emit it off fire and ice, but technically he can control both of them. Which Todoroki's like, what do you mean? You can cut, like, how? He's just confused. Everyone's confused. Izuku just technically snaps his fingers as the fire's going on one side of his arm, and then he just snaps the other side as ice just comes on the other side of his arm. He goes, not bad. But, all of a sudden they just disappear for a few seconds. They were on. He's like, too bad I don't really train that ability much. It only can last for a few seconds. Which Todoroki's like, did you just... Yeah, I had to hold it on longer, but just a simple lesson. Which, everyone is shocked by this. And never just think to himself, this kid is amazing. Inko just like, oh no. And all for one is like, shit, I'm dead. Yes. Yeah, I technically made it where he can copy quirks, but he just has to merge it down with his own, powers, just to, make it a little more fair, which, technically, he goes, well, thank you for the pyrokinesis and ice kinesis now. He's like, huh? Yeah, I just have to copy your abilities with my, quirk, and boom. I'm able to do exactly the same thing. But their attack will be weaker, as he just thinks to himself, hell no, they won't. They're stronger than his. I just have to remove the limiters. Right now, we're on the same level. Well, besides my fire. Which Todoroki is like, impossible! He basically tries to, does the absolute zero. As then Deku just, he just tells everyone to get out of the arena. Well, because he doesn't know what's gonna happen. Which Aizawa is like, listen to him, get out! Because he sees Deku just taking off one of the inhibitors, which Momo just staying there. So, when he goes absolute zero, Endeavor says, Shoto, don't! As then, all of a sudden, when basically the ice and then the fire collide, onto Deku, he just already had his hand out. And immediately, when, in the ice, he goes, disappear. And he clenches his fist. As everything then just all of a sudden, just gone. the ice just gone. Like, everyone just saw a ball of light, and then just power, like, energy just going upwards. And, well, everyone who was, about to, like, get into the exit, just seeing that light, is shocked by this as, well, they see Izuku Midoriya, perfectly fine. Todoroki Shoto, out of the arena. Knocked out. As Izuku just, well, says, yada yada. I had to at least, well, take this off. And he puts it back into his head. Which everyone is shocked by that. And Aizawa is like, so what he'd told us was true. He's being held back because of those. Everyone in Class 1A just said, I'm glad I don't fight him. Bakugo was like, you gotta be kidding me! How strong is this guy? This damn extra. Shit. I'm never gonna beat him. Which Momo is just shocked, but happy. Which, yeah. He's always been going, like, if we put on a power scale, his 100% can destroy a planet, so him at least taking off one of his inhibitors will equal him at 50%. So, yeah, he at least went 20. He was always at 25. But I would say he always can go to 25, but holding back, he's always at 10. With the whole entire Nomu USJ thing, that was at least a good 25. But then, with right now, this whole entire thing, it was going to cause a big explosion. He was not taking none of that. He was not going to endanger anybody. He went at least to 45% of his power. So yeah. So the fights go on. Momo lost. Deku comforted her. And, well, Bakugo versus... Oh wait. Yeah, Bakugo versus, Izuku Midoriya. And Bakugo just looked at him terrified. He goes, well, Katsuki, I hope we can have fun. He goes, yeah, sure thing. Zuko, he's like, is he really scared of me? Which, whenever the match begins, Bakugo says, I give up! Which everyone is shocked by that. And Deku is like, huh? He already had his hand out. Which he was like, I am not facing you when you're only probably from less than 50% of your power. He was like, you can easily tell. He's like, dude, how long have we faced each other and been friends? He was like, good point. Which, everyone in Class 1 is shocked by this. Terahashi, not so much. And Todoroki's knocked out still. So, though, when they get the medals, All Might congratulates him and young Midoriya, but he's like, may I speak to you in private about how were you able to? He was like, yeah, sure, as long as Momo can come with. He's like, right away. That'll be fine then. Please come right away. He was like, good. So, Ida does leave. Izuku, can see what's happened to Ida's mind. Technically can, he basically can see where Ida is going and kind of connect his mind so where he can see it. And his thoughts, and just about his brother being in the hospital, how is that even possible, blah blah blah. He's like, I'm gonna look into that later. So, after that, though, it kind of was announced, like, right as soon as he got and walking down, Momo comes over to him, hugs him, and just kisses him. Which, everyone is shocked by that. Then Momo's father, who was watching this, was sipping some tea, and he's like, congratulations to that young man. Then he just sees Momo doing that. He's like, what? Who is this boy? And then Momo's mom was like, oh, so they're finally together. Which, he looks at his wife. He's like, together? Him and her? Who is he? He goes, Izuku Midoriya, her, crush, and the boy she talked about. He was like, wait, you mean the... Then he just looking at the TV again. He was like, so the boy who rejected her in the last life? And she nods, and he's like, I can't do nothing, he's too powerful. But still, if he hurts my daughter, I will never forgive him. Which she goes, calm down, dear. He is fine. So, after that, though, this is when Todoroki woke up when he saw Momo kissed him. He saw Momo kiss Midoriya, which he's like, No! My chance! It's gone. It's all because of him. As basically Bakugo just looking at Todoroki, he walks out to him. He's like, "Yo, icy hot. What's wrong?" He's like, "I lost my chance because of him." In which he's looking back at Zuko and Momo, and looking at Todoroki. He's like, "Dude, you had no chance. Nothing at all. You didn't even have a chance to begin with. You know why?" He goes, "Huh? Why?" "Because she kept on rejecting you, and you never listened. Deal with it." Which, yeah, Todoroki eyes widen, and he's starting to remember now. Every time he asked her out, she always rejected him. And he's like, "Oh, was that too much in my own world to? I'm such a bad friend." Which Endeavor was coming behind him and heard him said that, and then he puts his hand on his shoulder. He goes, and basically he's like, "What you want, old man?" He goes, "Son," which that kind of surprises him. Don't let this bring you down. I know you'll find somebody. And besides, look at them. As for the first time in a while, like for a very long while, he always tried to brighten up, Momo's, life with a smile and stuff. But she did smile, but he always realized it was fake, so he thought he'd try harder. And then he sees her actually generally smiling. He just says out loud with his dad, continuing, he goes like, "I guess I really could never make her smile." I hope he just never hurts her feelings. Which, yeah. So him and Endeavor kind of have this little father-son moment, and they actually start talking and trying to become father and son. And he kind of apologized for the harsh training when he was younger. And that it's okay if you don't need to use your fire side. I won't, it goes, "No. I realize I need to use my fire side. It's only one part of my quirk. I can't. If it was from you, then how could he use it?" Which, Endeavor eyes widen. He goes, "So you realized it?" He goes, "Yes. It's my quirk, not yours. So, if I ever have a chance to train with you, if you're ever at home, I'll ask." Which Endeavor nods. And so, after that little thing, we're definitely going to go into, where Momo and him are just hanging out. But, she basically invited him to her home. And he was like, "Are you sure about this?" She goes, "It's going to be fine. My dad's going to love you." He's like, "Your mom knows about your past, doesn't she?" Which Momo looks at him and was like, "They know about my past life, and then they know how you rejected me and hurt me and broke my heart and crushed me." And Izuku's like, "Come on, I'm sorry." He goes, "But we're together now and you won." He was like, "Yeah, I mean, we kind of were boyfriend and girlfriend, before this. So just..." Basically, Momo just says, "I just use this to tell everyone that we are dating." And he goes, "Ah." So right when they arrive back at Momo's place, Momo's mom and dad are out just waiting for them at the door. And he goes, he's just speaking to Momo. He was like, "Hello there, Mr. and Mrs. Yaozu. It's a pleasure to meet you both." And she goes, "Sweetie, it's fine. Come on in." Which Zuko nods and Momo just holding his hand. Which for some reason he can feel, Momo's dad staring at him so intensely. And he's just looking at him, and he kind of just releases his aura, which his father gets scared. He goes, "I'm always the one who's top dog besides my mom, back in the old life." He then shivers. He's like, "She always scared me." Give me a minute. Okay, so after, that little thing, they all start talking, and they ask, which Momo asked, "How long you guys been dating?" They said, a week before the sports festival. I mean, and so they kind of just asked him about, well, they asked Suzuki about his life beforehand, before all this, and he just says, hold on, everyone, my dad called. Okay, so, like I was saying, they asked him about him and his whole life, basically. He just says, didn't really show much of emotions, always could read people's minds, was never really surprised, never really wanted to do anything, tries to doing stuff new. It was always just a pain, so he didn't really do much besides to basically remain anonymously and or not really stand out too much because he just wanted to have a normal life. Which Terashi's like, so yeah, I mean, and that's kind of another reason why he didn't want to date me. Which Momo's father's like, what do you mean? He's like, she was very popular with every guy, like, to the point where they always say, like, oh wow, whenever time they see her. And she always liked to hear that, and yes, because I never said it, she may have or not became obsessed with me saying that. And also ended up maybe falling in love with me, which Momo then kind of gets a little bit embarrassed by, which her father's like, well, he's like, yeah. Also, let's not talk about her freaking brother, which Momo's parents just get like all serious, and they like say yes, let's not talk about him. Which he just looks at her, and he just says, "You told them?" She goes, "Yes. I don't ever have a sibling." He's like, "Okay, that's good then." But still, how messed up was he? Like seriously, she goes, "Yeah, let's please never talk about him, please." It's like, all right. So, after that, he kind of eats there and such, and they're happy that, you know, they're together. Momo's father wants to try to be the protective dad, but with Saiki, it's gonna be pretty hard. So, anyways, after that, he goes home, and next day, internships. Where he's gonna go to? Some random hero. Where is it gonna be? Same area that he needs to be in. Okay, so basically Hosu City. You know, so I mean, anything from there is just simple. Like he learned from his hero. Basically, the hero he went to is just some random hero. Can't really think of anyone. So, actually, would it be best if he goes to the number 5 hero? I mean, you know, Mirako or Dragon Hero. Who knows? Well, for right now, it's just some random hero. Actually, it will be just a random hero because he did get like a lot of recommendations, you know, but he didn't really pick any because it's like he already understands all his abilities. So, yeah. Okay, but anyway, so Izuku basically just chooses this random hero whose quirk is pretty strong, and basically they're pretty good. So they're like just number 27 on the rankings, and that's why they like to be. They don't want to be in the spotlight and be like. I know they get paid a lot for being higher, but still, like he's good where he is, and he just tries his hardest to work better at what he does. And that's why Izuku, well, when he realizes this, he kind of like enjoys his time working with this hero. So they're just doing whatever they do, patrol, learning, and they figure out Izuku has multiple abilities. And oh god, it's kind of shocking to him because kind of like the hero commission slash government found out, like I think from the past, and they you know, got involved. So yeah, it was quite troubling at first, but he got used to Zuko's presence. So they became kind of like a good team, on patrols and such. And then it's the day of the Hosu attack. So what happens there is just simple. Is Nomu's attacking. And wow. In this case, Shigaraki wanted to use a high-end Nomu. The high-end Nomu he would use against Endeavor. And I don't know the name of him. Okay, so basically what's happening is Zuko and his hero are basically just patrolling the area, as then his hero saying, "So Zuko, what you want to be, as a hero?" And Zuko goes, "Well, I want to be a hero because, well, it's just about saving people, right? It's kind of a thing I did before and always helped out. Besides, better off I use my powers for good. If I use them for evil, it'll be no fun." But she was like, "Huh? Oh yeah, the limiters." I was like, "Yep." It's like, I see. So we're gonna basically patrol more of Hosu, and then also explosions happen. So when they get there, they kind of see all like this destructions happen and fire and such. Also, he does know about how he basically did tell us here about how he could copy other like espers, aka psychics abilities, so like fortune tellers, or people that can see ghosts. In this case, he kind of just was able to modify it to copy quirks. So, yeah. Which he was like, well then. So yeah, so he did have him train with Shoto's quirk. So right when the whole entire thing happened, multiple heroes are trying to defeat these Nomus, which just aren't like there yet. The high-end Nomu hasn't been released yet. So when he goes in, from basically someone basically about to be hurt, Izuku just swipes his hand, as then all of a sudden the Nomu gets sent flying. He basically has this feeling, "Get out of there," and she says, "Thank you." And then his hero, basically his teacher, tells him, "Izuku, if these things aren't alive no more, don't hold back." He goes, "Got it." So basically all the time he just starts shooting energy blasts at them. Each one, basically when they get hit, they're starting to explode. And Endeavor comes in right when Shigaraki says, Gary, send out Hood." He's like, "Are you sure?" He's doing the testing phase. He's like, "Just do it." So yes. Hood basically come out and he sees Izuku, Endeavor, Shoto, and he said the pro hero that Izuku was with. He goes, "Weak. All of you are weak." So he tries to go towards Izuku, but Endeavor gets in the way, punches him with a prominence burn, and it's gonna go differently than it was. So Izuku though kind of can hear someone's thoughts nearby, and it's Ida. He's like, "Shit." Basically, he says to his hero, "I have to go save somebody. They're in danger." He's like, "Where?" He's like, he gives a location on where it is, like clairvoyance. And he's like, "Alright, I'll send some heroes there." He was like, "Don't bother, just be over quickly." So he just disappears right when Stain's about to attack Ida. All of a sudden, Stain can't move. And then he looks up, he sees Saiki. And he's like, "What the?" As he just gets pushed forward into the wall, being knocked out, which that shocks Ida. He goes, "What?" And Ida then sees himself above, Saiki's there, and he goes, "Midoriya, why are you?" As he just chops him in the neck, and he sees, Native. He goes over to him and, just use whatever he could to. Technically, he just goes over to him and, patches him up the best he can. His hero taught him always to have supplies on him just in case he has any wounds or damages, that he'll need to heal and such. So he does a little bit of healing, psychic healing a little bit, but not enough. It wasn't really that bad of a wound, but just enough to make the blood stop. But still put the wound over, the bandage over him. Says don't move, it'll reopen that much. Don't move much, it'll reopen. He goes, "Thank you." So yeah, he does heal Ida too. And when he gets out there, some heroes are there. And then he does have Sting come over to where he is, and he just says, "Does anyone have any rope?" Which then someone says, "Yeah, I got some," and they tie him up. So then Endeavor just lands with that big scar on his face, which he does, like, someone getting conscious, including Stain. As then, well, and like Shoto goes, Endeavor! As, well, Zuko just walking forward, as Hood just says, weak, you're weak. And he just, like, all of a sudden, like, Hood just, like, shaking. He goes, you're like an animal, and all animals fear a higher up predator, right? As, basically, though, even though he's not showing the heroes his, well, his aura or his intention to kill this thing, Stain knows this. And shot this kid can do something like this, and it's greater than his. As the Hood goes like, what? What are you? As Azuka just says, it doesn't matter. Just die. As he just lifts it up Hood, and with one hand, have energy in his hand, and then he just launches it forward, making a blast goes towards all the way towards Hood, and like disintegrating him completely. Which, well, Shigaraki's like, no, 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 no! Damn you, you brat! How dare you get rid of one of our high ends? We'll have to make a new one. Which Kirigiri does not. So, after that, we would technically go to where, well, everyone's kind of shot by Izuku. Stain just look at him and he sees him as a true hero. As when some people are trying, like, some reporters are coming to, that's when he was, well, he doesn't think that yet, but I'm just gonna, like, say this is that was after he tells the reporters this. But reporters are there, they saw the blast, some of them are there, they saw Zuko did it. They say, excuse me, who are you? He goes, it doesn't matter who I am. Just basically hero in training, like, do you think you can become a hero? He goes like, yada yada, I don't want to answer no more questions. I didn't do this for fame, or for money, if you're going to ask that. I only did this because someone was in danger, nothing more, nothing less. Then he walks past them. And, basically though, it's kind of like, imagine he basically pushed Hood away from Endeavor, and then when he lifts him up, he kind of gets in front of Endeavor, then, like, launches that attack, the energy blast. So he walks over to Endeavor and helps him up, which he goes, thank you. You need to get to the hospital for that. He goes, right. So, yeah, Endeavor gets the scar early. And then after that, it kind of was on the news, kind of, but not really, since the police chief was going to kind of reprimand him, but it's like, Hero Commission. They freaking stop him. They freaking stop him. They even, like, don't even, like, they cover his face in the blur so no one can recognize him. But yeah. So everyone's kind of surprised that, someone was able to do that. Nobody knows how, but, but no one really cares because someone saved the day. Momo knows. So when they get to school, she hugged, on the way, basically they met up and she's hugging his arm. She goes, I'm proud of you for saving everyone. He goes, I just did it because I needed to do it, that's all. He goes, yeah, you don't like fame or like to be center of attention. He goes, yep, but, hey, what was he thinking happens at school today? Probably a exam or something, I heard from Aizawa. He's like, huh, alright. So, basically when they get to school, well, it's the final exams. Yeah. They take the test portion, he aces it, he tied with Momo. And battle All Might with Bakugo, All Might and him, technically Bakugo and him versus All Might. Yeah, so what are we gonna do? Do you want me to do you just want us just to teleport? I mean, we can easily beat him. It's gonna be that simple. He's like, I know. And basically, they said, what does Nezu know about your quirk? He's like, oh, he technically gave me a list of stuff I can't use. He doesn't know about the teleportation. He's like, yeah, let's just do that. That's the best option. He's like, seriously? He's like, yeah, I know I'm not stronger than All Might because I know you're stronger than All Might. He's like, true. So when they basically walk him, the wind pressure, punch from All Might. All Might has no weights on, and he's like, actually, this is just simple. Removes inhibitor. Little thing happens. Just a little swipe of his hand. All Might gets sent flying due to the wind pressure alone. He looks at Bakugo. He just says, "Come on." He moves his head and, he's holding an inhibitor. He's like, yeah. So, turns out All Might was actually went out of balance, and Nezir's like, I gave him a list. I don't know about his other abilities with the inhibitor on. Damn it. So, even when he removes it, it just gives increasing his strength. And like I said, no enhancing his strength with his telekinesis. But if he can technically do that along with his hand, his physical strength increases. Oh god, he's a monster. Yeah, they got out of there. And, well, in the movie, when they go to Island, what do you think is going to happen? Easy. Zuko just freaking annihilates all of them. And then it's just a forced training arc, which will be in the next video. So, hope you guys like this. What if? Enjoy it. Bye. Have a nice day and night wherever you are.